Alright guys, give me 1 second. I'm trying to see if my audio is good first before we start talking about everything. Alright, so first off, I am coming back to YouTube. Um, I'm going to be doing some videos, of course. I know we're on Roblox right now. That's really like the games right now I can afford. But one thing I want to talk about, right, is the TJV situation that happened a long time ago. One thing that happened about the drama situation. I was in Chicago's video live stream, and we went over a few things that are true. And I just want to say that not everything that I said was finished. There's a lot of things that happened in the drama that should have never happened. One, H2O was falsely accused about a lot of things, and Ohm got away with it. Like, he blackmailed Delirious, right? And TJB had this whole live stream and everything about it. But then wants to go and turn around and be like, "Oh no, we never did that. Oh, Ohm never did that." He literally blackmailed Delirious. Marcel and Wildcat set Delirious up, right? Now the fake account, sure, you could say that he did that, but there's no evidence that it really was him. They're going off he said, she said situations and everything, and I mean, I've been busy with work too. Like, that's another reason I haven't been doing the YouTube videos. Which, don't get me wrong, I should have come back a long time ago. And work has been rough, don't get me wrong. I don't even have time to play with my other friends either. But, you know, it's part of the game, you know? Part of life. You know, I feel like a lot of people are hitting on Chicago too, right? Because I know how Chicago can be, right? Don't get me wrong. He knows how he can be. But there's a lot of things that he's not wrong about. Like, Dr. Disrespect, right? He's not wrong. He did admit it in a way. And people want to act like that never happened. But it did. But, more on the TJB drama, right? That I was going to tell you guys about. TJB has a Discord server, as you guys may know. And let me just say this off the bat. TJB is not a bad guy, but he's not a good guy either. He only wants clout. What YouTuber doesn't, right? I know. But in his server are a bunch of, excuse me, YouTube, twats that don't know what they're doing. And let me just say this off bat, right? Before he starts getting mad because I said this, and I hope he hears this, and I hope people that tell him this. TJB had a guy in the server called Valley. I was cool with him. We talked to the server a lot about the drama and everything, right? I had no idea he was an asshole and what he was doing to his wife and everything, right? Well, I talked to Valley for about 3 or 4 weeks about the drama. And he knew Crow, he knew a lot of the other guys like Chilled, and Mr. Sin. Mr. Sin, sorry, not Chilled. But anyway, his wife, I met his wife. And we started talking more and more and more. I mean, there's just so much I gotta talk about. I mean, it gets way deeper. But anyway, during the whole drama, right? Those two made a server. And I joined it, not knowing what it was. And they had a lot of weird stuff going on in that server. I joined it, of course, because they're my friends. And Val was making rumors about TJB and all this, right? And so I defended TJB like Chicago is used to when he made videos, right? Well, TJB went on his Twitter and started making a tweet about Val. Not gonna say his name because I don't want him to get hurt. I'm just calling him Val because that's what I remember his nickname being. And his wife was also in the server, and this other person that was a guy that wanted to be a girl. And so I just went with it and didn't care. We didn't really talk that much anyway. And so I let it go. And Val was having an affair and making rumors on TJB, of course. And so at the time, it was not that bad. And I was talking to another guy that called out Val. Me and this guy went to TJB about the situation and told TJB what this guy was doing and what he was going to say. He was saying, I mean, really bad things about TJB, right? And I didn't like that, you know, because he's like, TJB is a hero at this point, right? Like, he defended H2O, he had proof and everything on the whole blackmail situation. But then again, he wants to go and say, ah, well, you know, it never happened, right? It did. It's in his own live stream, and people have made videos about it. But we'll get on to that later. Anyway, Val was making very bad rumors on TJB, which TJB already knows about the rumors and everything. Me and another guy that were talking to Val didn't really trust everything Val would say. So, we let it go, just went with it, and we just started investigating more. I didn't really like it, but we had to do it, because there was a lot of major things going on with Val that we couldn't trust. So Val said he was going to go to the Crow about Mr. Sin, saying that Mr. Sin, or he was going to go to Crow and he was going to go to Mr. Sin about this info, right? Well, this info is pretty major. Mr. Sin is apparently a pedophile, right? This is like old news before TJB made the whole video on the live streams where Mr. Sin is accused of being a pedo, right? Which I don't believe Mr. Sin is a pedophile. I also was talked to his wife, Val's wife, of course. Val's wife had rumors of Mr. Sin being a pedophile. I found out that she was going undercover, making these fake lolly accounts, and talking to Mr. Sin, right? Which is true. Her name, I will not say, but I do know this happened because I was in their server. Me and another guy went to TJB about some of the info. We didn't say anything about Mr. Sin. We were going to keep that private. We didn't trust everything Val and them were saying, of course, right? You can't. They've already lied. TJB had proof. He made tweets about it, right? And so afterwards, I was in their Discord right after Val got banned, after the drama he made between TJB and them. Well, there was two of his moderators that I'm not going to name, but they know who they are, were two females, right? That were friends of Val's at the time, until something very bad happened. No idea what it was. I was not home. I work, right? I work night shift. I got a lot of stuff to do. I didn't have time for that drama, right? I was at work just keeping an eye on, you know, the H2O drama, right? Because H2O, I grew up watching him, right? I'm a fan, you know? So I'm not gonna diss my boy. So, I let it go, and started watching more and more drama, and, okay, I don't know how he didn't die, but, anyway, I just went with it, you know? Just played along, just let it go, and let them fight. So, it's really frustrating, because I've known these guys forever, but anyway. Sorry, I tried to talk to him. Fight. I hit him. But anyway, where was I? Probably about the TJB and Val's situation still, I guess. But anyway, I let it go and let them fight and fight. Because I was at work, didn't have time to deal with all that. I was working nights, which I have proof of. And some screenshots, I believe, on my old phone that I'm trying to look for. So I was working nights, and Val texted me one night saying, "Hey, TJB posted like stuff on Twitter about me. It's not good." And so I was like, "Yo, what's going on?" Me and the guy that were watching Val didn't trust what Val was saying, but it was true. TJB posted whatever was going on about him and his wife, which understandable because they said some pretty bad things that they should have never said, in my opinion. And we're going after TJB and his family. I remember that. And at the time, I was like, "Yo, Val, y'all can't be saying this stuff. That's pretty bad." And he's like, "Oh, I never did it, man." I'm like, "Bro, TJB's got screenshots, and plus what you did to me, and that guy's a hacker." Anyway, me and Val had a lot of issues going forward after that. And of course, TJB was a liable source at the time. He literally he had evidence, right? TJB, he always had evidence. I'll give him that. Any proof, except we'll get into further detail on why I started getting mad at TJB. Well, after that situation with those girls, right? I'll go ahead and tell you what happened. I found out later that he was starting to act weird, right? Started texting him really weird things. And I didn't know this. I was told like a few days later, which I felt really bad because I had no idea what was going on. But I stayed out of it. I didn't want no part of drama. I got a job, I got a life. I'm not worried about it, right? I mean, part-time, I'm a YouTuber. Like, part-time. I don't really do it full-time. I do it for fun, right? And I'm talking to you guys because this needs to get out there. So, the two girls were apparently having a issue with the guy, right? And I was like, ah, shit is really bad. Like, me and the other guy were talking. I'm not going to say his name either. Actually, no, I will. I think he said it was okay. Well, me and Kev, I'll call him Kev because that's his nickname. Me and Kev texted TJB one last time and said, "Hey, you need to make a video on this guy, right?" He said it's already taken care of. And TJB might not have my old Discord, but it is still around. Which was Daniel King 32, but it's sadly gone because my old Xbox. I got a new phone, of course, right? So TJB can probably look because I was talking to one of his mods at the time about the issue as well, and I kind of let it go because TJB talked to us in a call, and I told him I'm sorry if I got mad at him because I didn't know what was going on with the whole Val situation. But then it gets worse. The two girls that I had no drama with started picking fights with me in the calls, right? I posted a worm that I found, right? I know it's so stupid, right? I posted a worm pic, right? A worm that I found outside. Literally, right? A worm. A little caterpillar that was really rare, which my friends may still have on their phones. But I posted a caterpillar, right? They were picking the most pettiest drama to fight with me. And so I started calling all of them out. Like, hey, what did I ever do to you guys, right? And this was before I made a really bad comment, and I will admit I made a really bad comment later after this whole issue, right? So I made like a comment like, hey, what did I do? It's just a worm, right? And so another guy that was a mod texted me and said, yo, it's not a big deal, just get rid of it. And I was like, really though? It's just a worm. Why are y'all getting so mad about that? Other people are posting like some dumb shit about Ohm, right? Which the Ohm record drama was getting pretty severe at that time, and most people, you know, in general didn't want to hear about Ohm anymore, but he would still bring it up. And so I was like, alright, whatever. I got rid of it and they banned me still. So anyway, I'll get on to the other issue. Something that I should have never said that I admitted in Chicago stream and video. There was a time in TJB server, I don't remember if you guys remember, Liz Cats and this one girl made a video against each other, right? And at the time, they were fighting, right? And as they were fighting, this other girl made a video about wanting Liz Cats dead. And so I made a comment in their Discord. Sorry, I got to take up. I made a comment in the Discord, which I shouldn't have done. I already admitted I was banned for it, and TJB knew I apologized, right? And so I made a comment saying that she should have been shot with an AK, blah blah blah, you know, all that. And I should have never said that, right? I apologized and everything, and I was unbanned later for it, right? Well, I let the drama go. I was unbanned, never mentioned it or anything. But then I started noticing at the same time, Ohm and TJV were starting to fight at this time, right? The whole video situation was going on, and then Wildcat joined, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, we got backup. Wildcat's on H2O side. Correction, he's on his own side, right? Because he already said that the only way that he won't play with Delirious is if Ohm had proof. Ohm never had any evidence of Delirious being a pedophile. Never showed it. The only thing that TJV can say that they have is accounts, right? We'll give him that. Accounts. Sure. Right. The only thing that he was ever accused of, that he actually did, was making an account to attack someone that was attacking him. Way to go. Also, evidence of Ohm blackmailing Delirious that you forgot to mention, but you never want to do that. Well, anyway, before I start getting mad at TJV right now about his whole bullshit, we'll go ahead and mention this. Wildcat finally joins, right? We had some backup and all that. Well, I started to see that Ohm was threatening to sue TJV right after all this, right? After the amount of proof that we just saw and everything. Well, TJV starts to join the Ohm bandwagon saying all this proof, which is nothing. Just like how he did with the whole Louis situation, right? He wants to go and team with Ohm, the same guy who just threatened to sue him, right? So, what's that about, right? So everybody's like, it's a little weird. And they're like, oh, I'm not on his side, I'm not on his side. It's like, then what are you doing? You're sitting there helping Delirious and showing how innocent he is, and then you're gonna go back and say, oh, I'm on his side. And another thing, that TJV, he just wants to be relevant. And one reason I know 100% he wants to be relevant, he wants to box Keemstar, the same guy that exposed him for being a little twat, no offense, on his little YouTube channel, saying how Keem's a bad commentator, doesn't know what he's doing, right? One, Drama Alert was here way before you, kid. That's all I gotta say. And I don't want to be no top YouTuber, and I don't think I ever will. I don't care. I'm just sitting here saying what happened, that I know that happened, and the whole reason I got into drama with you a long time ago. I'm clarifying everything that happened to me. Do I have screenshots of it all? No, but I have witnesses. I'm pretty sure you have in your server, if I'm correct. And I'm not gonna act like I was innocent. Like I said, I should have never said what I said about that girl, but she was crazy, and you damn well know she was crazy. But anyway, before I start getting mad again, TJV started joining the old bandwagon. Well, afterwards, he starts defending himself, saying that, look at this. These accounts are apparently him. Right. The same accounts that, that apparently pedophile accounts, right? The same ones that Louis was accused of, right? When you didn't read the doc, right? There's some things that TJV needs to work on since he's a drama channel, right? One thing he needs to work on is actually looking into info, right? Like, don't get me wrong, during the H2O thing, where H2O actually had proof, he was showing good evidence. But all of a sudden, he doesn't want to start showing it? Like, make it make sense, man. Like, then you tell people not to go attack channels, but yet you're making videos and then sending them, like, you're reacting to these channels, like Chicago, right? These small channels that have nothing to do with you, right? And so, Chicago Foot Lettuce, right? Like, I know the guy. I know him very well now. We've had drama, right? This random drama that you created between us anyway. You could say you didn't, but I went over there to just chill and say hey to everybody. You sent everyone to go attack him. You could say you didn't, but you have a whole live stream dedicated to the guy, and you're sitting there laughing at the guy who, no offense, Chicago knows this, he has issues. No offense to you. I love you, Chicago now. You're a cool dude. But at the same time, he did have issues. He admitted himself he had issues. But yet you're sending these people over there acting like, oh, no, I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy. I would never do that. Don't go attacking people. Even Crow called him out for this and many other channels. But he does it anyway, right? The reason I'm bringing this drama back up is because, one, if my channel goes any further, only thing I want to talk about is stuff that I know. Not bullshit that you randomly choose us to know, right? Like, this whole Ohm and H2O thing was a shut and open book case from the get-go. We all knew that Ohm never had proof, because if he had proof, where would Delirious be sitting right now if he was a pedophile? Right, he'd be sitting in jail, not playing video games with cartoons and all the Vanoss crew, right? Wow, where'd all that proof go, Ohm? Where'd all that proof go, TJB, that y'all made up for the past 7.5 years, what it feels like? I know it's 2 years and 3, but still, it felt like a long time for us, anyway. Especially the ones that are sitting there in your discords having to argue with other people on the situation that you caused. Like, what? And this is just my opinion, right? Locale Live, right? Their Discord, it's actually pretty neat. They actually do a good job. I know a lot of people hate on Keemstar, but Keemstar is actually a really good, funny YouTuber. Like, he's a trauma channel, right? TJB's not even a trauma channel in that point. The reason I know he's not a trauma channel is because, one, he doesn't even make good, I don't even know how I didn't get him. He doesn't make any good content, and the content he makes now is just bum water. Oh, here, let me make this water MP3 video. I mean, there's a lot I could go over. I mean, hell, I'm not an innocent human being either, right? I know I'm not. But at the same time, I'm not gonna sit there and make up all this random shit about somebody either, because I know the truth. I have no reason to lie about anything. And I can tell you, I was in their server. I've said some pretty messed up things. And I should have never done it. But that's what you do as a kid. Especially during drama, when you're going through a lot of issues and people are accusing your favorite YouTubers of the most dumbest things. People get mad, man. Like, Ohm got mad over many things, right? Like, let's see. One, you didn't get to play Minecraft with him, right? Like, listen here, if my friends like Steven or Tim or any of those guys, right? If I get mad at them, I'll confront them for it. And they don't give a shit. Because I'll tell you why. One, I lie, they lie, we all joke around, we're friends, and that's it. Right? Ohm took it too far. And the reason I know he took it too far is because, one, he accused one of his friends being a pedophile. One of them actually was, which was Minilad. Good on him for that, right? And then, just the other issue, right? Oh, hold on. Ooh, I don't have the money for that, do I? No. Anyway, back to it. So, me and Chicago had some drama during that time, right? Ooh. Well, TJB could say he never sent people. TJB said he, well, not TJB, but not fully him, but other people were going there calling Chicago, and I can remember their names very well because they're still in TJB's server. We're going over there attacking Chicago, right? During that drama, right? What commentary channel goes and sends people to attack, right? My following's very small, right? I'm not gonna sit there and be like, hey guys, I want you to go to attack these people. Because, one, you need proof, right? And these are just my words. I don't have any evidence on that. All I have is my words, right? TJB only has his words. But he does have my proof. It's in the Discord. Especially on my old account that's gone. But It's still there, I'm sure. Somewhere hidden away. I've lost many accounts, and I have witnesses that know I've lost many accounts, especially when you have a shitty phone that you break every time you go to work. But the whole drama, right, that I got mad about is one day Crow made a stream, right? And it was the Louis drama. And this is where I finally started to get mad at TJV. He admits that he never read the docket. He admits to never reading the docket, right? In the stream with Mr. Sin and a bunch of people, Aurora and all them. And so I started getting mad about that. I already was mad because of the Ohm situation, right? But then he allows this deadbeat dad, Scott, that was abusing his son on his channel, which, don't get me wrong, TJV didn't really know at the time, but his deadbeat dad I'm not gonna say the kid's name because he didn't want to be said in the first place, but TJV also doxed the kid. Let's not forget that. Doxed him and started going, his name's out there. Well, one, yes, his name was out there because of Scott. It should have never been brought up. So that got me a little mad, right? And it started to get worse, right? He started timing me out in some of the streams. He says he never timed me out. He's timed me out in his own chat for just talking bad because he's wrong, right? And he knows he's wrong, especially about the Louis situation. He acts like he's never wrong. And then later he'll clarify, guys, I was totally right. Like, look at this. HO is totally a pedophile because of these fake accounts, right? Makes so much sense. Yeah, totally. Like how Ohm, right? Sat there and doxed. Which Chicago has proof of that too, because I sent it to him. Of videos where Ohm literally doxed. It's hilarious. So you're gonna sit there and make these thousands of videos, right? And I'm trying not to get on the TJV hate train. It's already done and over with, right? But it's one of the reasons I've left YouTube because one, you're sitting there telling people not to. You're sitting there telling people not to go and attack people, but yet you do it. And now that the drama's over, you have nothing to do. You talk about Mini-Lad 30,000 times, a pedophile that's already done and gone, thank God. But then you're like, oh, well, he's made this, he's made that. Oh, he's done this, he's done that. Bro, no one cares about him. You're warning people about 30,000 times of the same guy over and over that no one cares about. He's done and gone. And then you're gonna sit there and be like, oh, we gotta warn these guys. We gotta warn them, right? Like, TJV, if you want drama, go after somebody small that you know is a pedophile. Mr. Sin was already called out, as you said, and you left that. Which I'll give Mr. Sin credit. I guess he's really not, because there was no proof, right? I mean, the only proof is a screenshot of a cartoon character, which, to me, that is pretty bad still. I mean, that's very bad. Very bad. But he was young at the time, is what I was told, so he didn't know, which it makes sense because Mr. Sin doesn't watch all that anime shit, as far as I know. But at the time, I was watching Mr. Sin as well, and even he knows that TJV is not his friend. So there's many people in that server as well that act like they're TJV fans that go behind his back anyway. So. Especially the two girls that he had in the server that he trusts so much. Especially one that Chicago knows about. How did I miss that? But besides that, there's other details we're going to get into of where I've been, what's been going on, and of course you already know, work mostly. I never got to finish the Mass Effect series, which we might get rid of and redo. We did do the Walking Dead series, which was my favorite series of all time to do. And I'm thinking about doing some cyberpunk, um, or maybe just some type of content, something fun, you know. I'm just doing this because I want to talk, and this is probably the most quietest that you'll hear. So if I was on another game right now, like DayZ, you'd hear footstep, footstep, kill, 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 death, death, death. That's for me, but I've gotten better. But anyway, I could do some Arma Reforger, but there's some other drama that happened at the time, including my ex, who was at the time also creating drama at the time with me. Ah. Which my ex at the time was creating drama, which that was pretty bad. Wanted nothing to do with her. Um, we'll get in that ex situation later, but she's crazy with this. Oh. Yeah, I didn't think that'd work. Ah. Well, Chicago got some of the story in his live stream. I didn't talk about everything. Didn't really have time, of course, because it was late at night and I had to go to work, and it was pretty late at night. He was up at like 1 a.m. for me. Shit. And I just got home from work. Well, I had to go to work, sorry. Just got home from work today and decided I'd come on and come back to YouTube. Because why not, you know? There's a lot of people that I've been inspired by, like PewDiePie, Markiplier, Queso, TJV, in a way. TJV sort of got me wanting to go back to YouTube in a way. And one reason is he's funny as shit, right? And the other reason is Jacksepticeye, I think I said, maybe. Some of the animal people got me into it, like Crowder and all them. But I was giving up on my passion because of this whole drama. Like, I inspired by these people, like Ohm and TJB and all them. And all I've seen from drama is just the most immature out of people. Like, me in Chicago, we fought each other all because of this TJB drama. And it should have never happened. Like, it should have never happened. This whole drama would have never happened if Ohm would have just kept his mouth shut and let it go to court. TJV should have never made videos either. Right? This whole thing where TJV went into the or sorry, where Ohm went to Keem, right? When Ohm went to Keem, right? That even Keem knew it was bullshit. Everybody knew it was. Everybody knew this drama was bullshit, and they still went with it and said, "Yep, it's true." How? Like, we all knew that A-Show was innocent. I mean, hear me out, right? We all need proof that someone's guilty, right? Where in the 3 years did we ever see proof of him actually being a pedophile except words? Oh, he is because I say he is. I've been saying it all because of these voice recordings and these stories that make no sense that Ohm created. These other people that are commentary people that bring this drama into light, trying to make it so much worse when you need to trust one source in my opinion. Drama Alert. And yes, Drama Alert doesn't always get things right, but most of the time, they're pretty smart. The reason I say that is because, one, I've been watching him since I was a kid. I'm now 23 years old, about to be 24. But I'm gonna take anything, right? Criticism or anything. I do it. But TJV and other commentary channels, right? That do these videos, and the reason I'm so pissed off right now at YouTube and I know this happened a while back, and I know I'm bringing it up now. But there's so many things that happen that I hope that people bring back up, right? The reason I want these certain things brought back up, right, is because it needs to be brought into the light, right? Where Ohm should be, like, yelled at for what he did. He should be accountable for his actions. He never was. And the reason I know he wasn't is because, one, the only thing they ever did is just say, stop talking to each other. There's little proof of him doxing Delirious in the court docket. But it's okay if Ohm does it, but it's not okay if Delirious does it, right? But as I say, two wrongs don't make a right. Let me get into this right quick. Sorry. Let me bring this one last thing up. I get really pissed off at this last thing. Hold on, something's wrong. Have I been muted that whole time? No. Oh, okay. This last thing that I'm gonna talk about, that way we can get out of drama and all that shit, right? Is about the disrespect drama, right? Dr. Disrespect, as you guys know, admitting he was a pedophile, right? Now, Chicago, I know you made a video on that, right? Saying he was a pedophile and everything. I'm just gonna go ahead and get that out of the way. To be fair, he is not. The reason I say he's not is because, one, if you look at Boogie2988, Keepstar, and a few others, they're in their, like, I guess, 40s, and they're dating like a 20-year-old, right? With consent, of course, right? If he was talking to someone and they're like 20, I'm not sure how old Dr. Disrespect is, but if they're in their 20s, right? Now, they're way younger than no, you shouldn't be doing that, right? But if you're gonna make accusations, make sure there's actual proof. Someone admitting that they're talking to someone that's, you know, young isn't always bad, right? Like, I work at a grocery store. I have kids come to my line all the time, and I'm always talking to them, right? I'm always being nice. It's my job. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, hey, what, you want this? You want that? Like, what are you doing? Hurry up, right? You can't do that at a grocery store, right? I love my job. I do. Not all the time, but I do. But just because someone's talking to someone young doesn't mean that they're having any, like, anything bad, I should say. Now, if you were to say that he's doing something inappropriate, then yes, you can call him a pedophile. But there's already proof to backs up Dr. Disrespect in the case, right? Where he's kind of innocent. Alright. And the reason I brought this up is because I was thinking about that, right? Like, Chicago saying, and this isn't against you, Chicago. I hope you watch this actually. Besides assuming things like you did before. This isn't attacking you or anything, or anyone out there. But if you watch Locale Live, right? I get that they're crazy guys, right? And sometimes I think it's scripted. But okay, I hit him, but okay. If you watch the video, guys, Desi, I believe, and Boogie's wife is 23, same age as me, and then Keemstar's wife, I believe, is in her 20s, which he's 40, and then damn, I don't know how old Kelly is, but Kelly's cool, and all of them really. But I mean, of course, the whole faking cancer and all that was pretty bad. Don't get me wrong. But anyway, let's get out of the drama. it's done and over with. It was long ago, but that was my whole beef with them a long time ago. And that's another reason I kind of left YouTube for a while, get out of that drama. But how did I miss, bro? That's so embarrassing. I'm losing in a kid's game, bro. I'm gonna die. Alright, let's get into this, right? So, one thing is I am gonna be coming back to YouTube. I'm trying to figure out what I could stream. Like, me and my friends might do some gaming. Probably won't hear their voices or mine, but it'll be cool to stream some games, you know. It doesn't have to have my audio, but it could just be a gaming stream for fun. And I don't want to be this big guy, you know, like everybody else. Like, I just want to have fun, you know. Like, I have always done YouTube for fun, right? Like, I don't want to make it a career. I mean, it'd be nice, it'd be cool and everything, but I mean, I don't want that. I never asked for it. Never wanted it. When I was a kid, maybe, sure, who doesn't? But I don't think I ever want that. He didn't die, and okay. That's crazy. No, finally. Well, I know that I haven't been able to play with my other friends, like, seeing them a lot because of work, of course. But I work Monday through Friday, right? Not all weekends, but most of the weekends I go to the races. So I haven't really had time to... You shooting at me? Wait, you can walk through there? How did... Oh. Get back into this. One reason I'm coming back, right? I, of course, want fun, as I've said. Sorry for repeating, I'm tired. But I haven't really had time because of work, as you guys know, and I've already said. But I'm gonna try making time on Sundays, like, after church and all that, right? I'm definitely going to work on my videos more, right? Because, like, I never got to finish the Mass Effect series, and I wanted to really bad. Nice. So I'm definitely gonna work on coming back, making more videos, like Armor Reforger, right? I've had a lot of good gameplay on that. Videos that I haven't been able to post that I'm gonna post. Like, I'm gonna have to restart the Mass Effect series, of course, and I'm gonna work on that. Trust me, 100%. But, it's kind of it, really, guys. Like, I'm coming back, whether I want to or not. I've debated on it, said it, doing it. I know I've said I'm coming back like 30,000 times, but, you know, I've thought about it. Like, every time I leave, I just want to come back, right? Like, I don't have, like, the streaming setup that everybody else does, where you want to see my face and all that all the time, right? I just don't have that kind of money, you know? Like, I'm not rich. I don't think I'll ever be rich, sadly, but especially the way the world is right now. But, you know, I think that's it for now, guys. Like, I'm just coming back. There's nothing really else to talk about, except what I've talked about. Actually, you know what? I'll mention one more thing before I go. We'll talk about it. So, I don't know if you guys know, there is a channel out there, right, that deserves some help. Now, she is a VTuber. She does have a type of cancer. I'm trying to remember her name, but she does need some help, in my opinion. If you know who I'm talking about, any VTubers out there, She's not a friend of mine or anything, but I was watching her after a reaction to one of the latest series, Murder Drones, which is a funny murder little drone and well, I'd say cartoon, not really anime. But anyway, she deserves some help. I'm gonna actually look up her name right quick. I don't have the money to donate, right? But if you guys would love to do that, please do. Okay, good. My audio did work. And she is a big fan of the whole murder drones. Ah, Alicia X Death. She does have a type of cancer. I don't remember what kind. Go give her some love. She also makes me laugh. Her and her boyfriend sometimes. So go give them a little shout out. I mean, I don't know if you want to. I don't really have that many followers anyway, but go shout them out. You know, I deserve some love. Everybody in the world deserves some love. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end this video, and I'm gonna post this next one that I think people would definitely want to talk about, which is what a lot of people don't talk about, which they should, is 9/11. One of the most saddest days, which, you know what? Fuck it. I could stay on for a little bit longer and talk about it. So, 9/11, 2001. I was a baby, of course. So, didn't really see anything. I was a baby. Was a very sad and tragic day that... What the hell is that? Little minion? Goblin? Well, many people don't talk about it anymore. I mean, yeah, they go to the memorial, but most people are on their phones or on games and stuff. Like, no one actually, like, ever talks about it. And when they do, it's only for like a minute. It's like, ah, man, it's that day, and that's it. Like, what would we be right now if it was 9/12 every day, right? We'd all be together as one. Everybody nowadays is all wanting to go to war and all this other bullshit that we don't need. Like, why can't we all just get along? Like, everybody's like, oh, we need this, we need that, right? And don't get me wrong, I'm totally 100% on some things. Like, Russia-Ukraine war should have never happened. Like, it should have never happened. Just many things in this world that I'm aggravated about. Like, life itself. We're all... Well, I can't hit him. He's too small. He's smart. Got him. But a lot of people don't talk about it anymore. I mean, people react to it and they'll say, ah, well, you know, it happened a long time ago. I mean, yeah, it happened a long time ago, but it still should have never happened. Like, terrorists took over planes and killed almost 3,000 people, and we're gonna act like it never happened. I'm not saying that no one talks about it. I'm just saying that not a lot of people talk about it, which they should. I mean, there's a lot of issues right now that need to be talked about, like our global warming, our healthcare, our world, our way of life, our bills. I mean, everything right now is coming to an end, all because of elections and politics and all this. It's always been like that. Ever since, I'd say, the American Revolution and way before, all we've had is politics and fighting and politics and fighting. That's all it ever comes down to. It's like, why can't we just get along? Like, we're all fighting each other over what? Over what? A few quarters, what it feels like. Like, everybody, like, the other day, right, I got accused of writing on the board in the back, Go Trump 2024. Wasn't me, of course. Of course, one of the people there accused me of doing it, said I did it, with no proof, right? I didn't do it. Of course, I am a Trump fan, but I didn't do it. I told her I didn't. It was a high schooler. Later, I found out it was a high schooler. Accused me of writing Go Trump 2024, and so one of the high schoolers comes up to me and says, hey, did you do it? I was like, no, why? He's like, oh, it was me. I'm like, bro, why would you do that, bro? One thing you don't do at work, guys, bring up religion and politics. It's a bad road to go. But you know, it's the way life is. I mean, we can't have freedom of speech, especially in America. But you know, one thing I do know is I forgive a lot of people from before. Of course, I'm still a little aggravated. Not gonna sit there and say I'm not. But you know, I think this is it. I think I've talked about the drama. There's still more to talk about, but I think I'm gonna let it go. No one wants to hear about it. So unless someone wants to talk about it, which I'm down to, or you know, if you wanna go ahead and sit there and say it never happened, but it's alright. But anyway, guys, I love everybody. I hope you all in the world have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. I'm definitely gonna go to bed because I'm gonna work on this video tomorrow. But I can't wait for the next few videos. I'll see you around.